My dad died in a car crash 3 weeks after my mom got pregnant. I was there when the police showed up. I remember my mom collapsing to her knees, screaming so hard I thought something inside her had snapped. But the next morning, she was calm. Too calm. She told me we were moving. I thought it was about grief, needing a fresh start. But she moved us to a tiny rental house at the edge of a town I'd never even heard of. No friends, no warning, just packed up and left. That was 5 months ago. Now I don't know what's growing inside her. I'm not saying that because I'm mad, or grieving, or being dramatic. I've tried to be logical, I've tried to track the facts, but they don't add up. Here's what I do know. Her pregnancy is moving way too fast. At 11 weeks, she looked 5 months in. At 5 months, she looks ready to pop. The local doctor, just one, and weirdly old school, says, every pregnancy is different, and brushes off my questions. He even laughed when I asked about ultrasounds. She locks her bedroom door at night. She talks to herself. I've woken up more than once to hear her whispering, and it's not English. It's not anything I recognize. Sometimes it sounds like clicking, sometimes like chanting. Once I caught her standing outside barefoot in the rain, just staring into the woods. She said she was listening. Then there's the food, or the not food, I guess. She started craving meat raw, then soil, then chalk. She'd chews it like candy. I caught her scraping the paint off the walls once, eyes glazed over, mumbling. It gets worse. A woman, I think she's a woman, has started coming by at night. I've never seen her face clearly. She wears these layers of cloth, like something from another century. She smells like mold and smoke. Mom calls her the midwife, but she never uses the front door. I'll hear a knock on the wall behind my mum's room, not the door, the wall, and then she's just inside. Last week I found my mum's journal. I wasn't snooping. I was trying to find her insurance card in her drawer because she cut herself and it wouldn't stop bleeding. I found the journal hidden under a false bottom. Most of it's just normal grief stuff, until the end. She wrote about trying to bring Dad back. She said she called out in desperation. That's something answered. She thought it was him. But then the dreams started. The baby started kicking too early, too hard. It moves under her skin in a way that makes me nauseous, like it doesn't have bones. Animals avoid her now. Our neighbour's dog, this sweet golden retriever that used to follow her everywhere, growls when it sees her. Birds don't land on our porch anymore. 2 nights ago, I recorded her sleep talking. I used my phone. She was repeating something guttural, rhythmic. I don't know what it means, but when I played it back, my screen glitched, like really glitched, distorted visuals. My phone shut off and refused to turn back on for hours. I also found a symbol under the crib she's been building, carved into the floorboards. It looks wrong, geometric but off, like your eyes don't want to look directly at it. There was blood on the carving knife next to it. Last night, she finally told me. She said, "It's not your sibling, it's a replacement. It's what I asked for." I asked her what that meant. She just smiled and said, "You'll understand when you see him." It's not a boy. I don't know what it is. Tonight is the due date. The power's already flickering. The house feels like it's breathing. Something outside is making a low, droning sound. I can't even describe it. Like wind, but alive. The midwife is already here. I didn't even hear her come in. If I don't post again, know this. Whatever's being born tonight didn't come from my father, and it didn't come from this world. The baby is born, looks perfect, until its eyes open, pitch black and smiling. The mom dies during childbirth. The baby never cries, only stares. MC sets the nursery on fire and hears a scream that isn't human as the flames rise. Last night was the due date, or whatever you call it, when something not entirely human is about to be born. I'm writing this from a diner about 3 towns over. My hands are still shaking. There's dry blood under my nails. I don't know who else to tell. The cops wouldn't believe me. No one would. But I swear to God, I'm not crazy. Something was born in that house, and I don't think it should have been. The power went out at exactly midnight. Not flickering, not a slow fade. Just gone. The silence after was so thick, it felt like it had weight. My ears popped, and then I heard it, a dragging sound from my mum's room, followed by wet gasps, something like scraping metal, a low hum, not like a machine, more like a voice trying not to be a voice. I grabbed the baseball bat from under my bed. I didn't want to use it, but I wasn't going to walk in there unarmed. I opened her door. The midwife was crouched at the foot of the bed, bent low. Her veil had slipped off and her head was too long. Her skin looked like dried clay, cracking around the joints. Her eyes were lidless and white. She was whispering to my mum, and my mum was smiling. Her stomach had torn the sheets open. It looked impossibly stretched, not round, but sharp, like something inside was pushing out with fingers, and then the walls split open. I swear on my father's grave, the drywall cracked like it was peeling, and behind it wasn't insulation or wood. It was night. Just night, like someone had ripped a hole in the world. Inside, I saw stars I didn't recognize and shadows moving between them, crawling in directions that don't exist. The midwife turned to me. She hissed, or maybe laughed, I can't tell. My mum opened her mouth to scream, but what came out was liquid. Thick and dark and full of tiny white flecks, like teeth. Something crawled out of her. I don't have better words. It was shaped almost like a baby, the size of one, but its limbs bent backward. It had no face, just a smooth stretch of flesh where features should be. And when it moved, the air bent around it, like heat haze, but cold. It looked at me. It had no eyes. But I know it looked at me. Then everything shook. Not like an earthquake, more like reality itself buckled. And then my mum stopped breathing. She just went limp. Her hand fell to the side of the bed, and the thing that had come out of her crawled up onto her chest and curled up there. The midwife whispered something, one final word, and stepped backward into the wall of night, and the wall closed behind her. I did the only thing I could. I went to the shed, got the gasoline, and burned the house down. I didn't think. I didn't try to check if the thing was still inside. I just lit the match and ran. From the street, I watched the flames eat everything. I watched black smoke spiral into the sky like it was being pulled up, sucked into something. I didn't hear the baby scream, but I did hear something, a whisper, from all around me. This was not the end. You were the witness. Now I'm sitting here, watching the sunrise, and I don't know what I did. I don't know if I stopped it, or if I just angered whatever was on the other side. All I know is, I'm not going back. But when I walked out of the woods this morning, I found something on the porch of the neighbor's house, a bundle, wrapped in scorched fabric. It was breathing. Edit. I didn't touch it, I didn't open it, but I took a picture. It didn't show up on my phone, just static. I left it on the doorstep and ran, but now I can't shake the feeling that something's following me. I keep hearing tapping on the glass when I sleep. I keep smelling ash, and sometimes I wake up with dirt under my fingernails. I don't know if I brought something with me, or if something's already inside me. It's been 6 days since I burned down the house, since the baby thing came out of my mom, since I watched a wall of night split open in her bedroom and a not-human midwife stepped into our world. I haven't slept more than an hour at a time. Not because I can't, because something won't let me. Every time I close my eyes, I see her face, my mum's, right before she died. But it's not just grief. It's what she whispered to me when I leaned in, right before the thing clawed its way out of her. It was supposed to be you. I thought it meant she wanted to trade me, like I was the offering. Or maybe she meant I should have died instead of Dad. I don't know, but now I'm not so sure because things are happening, things I can't explain. 1. I wake up in different places. I've blacked out 3 times this week. Once on a park bench in a town I don't remember driving to. Once in a motel bathtub filled with water and dirt. The last time was worst. I woke up in a field with scratches all over my arms, like I'd crawled through thorns. My clothes were wet, and there were footprints around me, too. Mirrors don't reflect me right anymore, they lag. I blink, and my reflection blinks late. Once I turned away and caught my reflection still staring at me, smiling. 3. I keep hearing things I shouldn't understand. A woman behind me in a grocery store hummed a song I swear was in the dream language my mum used to whisper. I turned around. There was no one there. Another time, I was walking past a sewer grate and heard a voice say, "We're almost ready. The vessel remembers." What vessel? What am I supposed to remember? Then, yesterday, something broke. I got a package. No return address. Just a small black envelope and a flash drive inside. Written in red marker across the back. Listen alone. I don't know why I played it. Curiosity? Or maybe something told me to. The file was just audio, low static for the first 20 seconds. Then a voice. Garbled at first, but it got clearer. It was me. It was my voice. Saying things I don't remember ever saying. The door isn't closed. We never closed it. I was born before. I came through before. I wore a different face. And then, Mum wasn't protecting me from the thing. She was protecting it from me. I don't know how to explain what happened after that. I dropped the drive. I threw up. I looked at myself in the mirror and, for just a second, I saw her face behind mine. Not my mum, the midwife. Just standing there, behind my eyes. I haven't blacked out since, but I have started remembering things I'm not sure are mine. A fire in a forest, a circle of people chanting, my own hands, younger, smaller, reaching into a hole in the ground, pulling out a jar, a voice saying, "We made you hollow so you could carry it." I think I was part of something before this life. I think my mum knew. I think she was trying to finish something, or stop it. I don't know which. But now that she's gone, it's awake inside me. I can feel it crawling under my skin. I can hear it breathing when everything's quiet. Last night I had a dream, or maybe it wasn't a dream. I was walking back through the burnt ruins of our house. The floorboards cracked, and beneath them wasn't the basement. It was a tunnel, a spiral staircase going down forever, lit by torches, wet walls, symbols drawn in ash. At the bottom was a crib. Inside it was a shape, wrapped in scorched cloth. It had my face. I woke up screaming. My nose was bleeding. My pillow was covered in the same white flecks I saw come out of my mom. Teeth, baby teeth. I don't know who I am anymore, or what I was meant to be. All I know is something was born that night. And maybe it wasn't just the thing from my mum, maybe it was me. Maybe I've been the door all along. Edit, 11:03 p.m. The scratching on my window just started again, but I'm on the 7th floor now, and I live alone. And the voice I just heard outside, it was my dad's. He's supposed to be dead. He said, "It's time to come home, son. You were never supposed to leave." I didn't open the window. I couldn't. Not after hearing my dad's voice. Perfect, calm, exactly as I remembered it, whispering from 7 stories above the ground. But I still looked, and what I saw made me want to claw my own eyes out, because it was him, or something that had worn his face. But the mouth didn't move right. The skin around the eyes sagged like a mask. The arms were too long, hands resting on the glass. His smile never changed. He didn't blink. He just whispered, "It's time to come home, son. You were never supposed to leave the threshold." And then he climbed up the wall and vanished. I packed a bag and ran. I've been on the road ever since, sleeping in bus stations, truck stops, anywhere with people and light. But that doesn't stop the dreams. The tunnel under the burned house keeps showing up every night, and I go deeper. I can't stop myself. Last night, I reached the bottom. The crib was there again, but this time it was empty. Instead, there was a mirror, covered in black cloth. I pulled it off, and I saw myself. But not me now. Me at maybe 8 years old, smiling, with something moving under my skin. When I woke up, my left hand was gripping something. It was an old photo, a real one, not a dream. It showed 3 people standing in the woods at night, faces hidden by robes, a fire burning in a spiral pattern. In the center of the spiral, a child, me. The back of the photo said, "Vessel number 4, threshold initiated. Harvest cycle incomplete." I thought this was about my mum, about the baby, about the thing that came out of her. But now I'm realizing that was only part of it. She didn't summon the creature that night. She was delaying it, slowing it down, hiding me. Because I wasn't born in a hospital. I was born in that tunnel, during one of the rituals. My dad was part of it. So was that midwife. I was supposed to be a doorway, a vessel, something for the thing on the other side to wear. But something went wrong. My mum ran. She raised me far away, made me forget. She even tricked whatever was growing on the other side, told it she'd bring it something else, a trade. That's what the baby was, a placeholder, a delay. Now that she's gone, the deal's off. I've started hearing the phrase over and over, "The hollow child remembers." It shows up in places I haven't been, scrawled into mirrors, scratched into park benches, spray painted on overpasses, and today I saw it on my skin, woke up with it etched into my chest in bruises, the hollow child. Remembers, so I'm going back, to the house, or what's left of it, because the dream last night wasn't just a dream, it was a message. The spiral staircase, the tunnel, it's real, and it's still there, beneath the foundation. They never buried it, they buried me. And I think if I go back, I might finally understand, or I might finally let it in. Either way, I need to know what's waiting at the bottom of that spiral. Edit, final log. If this is the last one, I'm here. Back at the ruins of the house. Everything's ash and vines now, but the floorboards in the basement, still cracked the same way I saw in my dreams. I found the hatch. It's open. There's light coming from below, pulsing like a heartbeat. I'm going in. If I don't come back out, lock your doors, and don't trust anyone who says they remember you from before you were born. They're not remembering. They're inviting it in.